Hey, Rich, great to see you. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, thank you, my friend. I think as we know, the German country always come up with some great ideas, and you came up with a really good one here, which was we had a concept, didn't we, of just sharing some of our knowledge, both from the mindset perspective, but also business perspective,
Yeah.
and just putting some value out there to the community. So. Um, a lot of you watching this video won't know who I am. I'm Richard Waterman. I'm a business coach, and I help leaders create impact and legacy through authentic contribution. And Moritz and I were bouncing a few ideas around about what we could do videos on, and we decided the first one would be his idea because I'm nice and I think, you know what, it was a good idea. So Moritz, why don't you introduce yourself, and then I know we're gonna kick off with a short video to help the people out there.
That's the first thing one of my English friends is saying something nice about the Germans. So thanks, Rich, for that. We're going with my topic, mindset, positivity. Yeah, let's go to that. Moritz Ostwald. I'm founder and CEO of Alpha Inspiration. And what we do in our training and consulting company is we help companies in Germany, but also, of course, in Europe to get to their next level, transform themselves, and going a little bit on their road to teal. But that is for another topic. And I'm so glad, Rich, that you actually like the idea that we share what we know about a couple of those topics which are important now. Now is April the 3rd. We're in the middle of the corona epidemic and crisis. So why don't we speak a little bit about the mindset and why, at least from my opinion, but I'm curious what you think, Rich, why is knowing about the positivity and about positive mindset so important, maybe never important than right now? What is your take on that?
Yeah, and so I think the key when I hear positivity and positive mindset, I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely an important topic to talk about. And just to be clear to people watching that this is not about being in denial. It's not about pretending that, serious stuff isn't going on. It's actually where you choose to direct your mind. So I think it's important to take in base level information from external sources about where you're at, and then decide what you want to do with it. So the sort of the metaphor analogy that I would say is it's a bit like being in a ship. So you don't want to be docked in the harbour doing nothing, because that's not what ships were meant to do. And equally, if you're out on the sailing on the sea, you don't want to allow yourself to be blown around by external sources. What you actually want to do is say, there is a force here, an energy here. Let me choose how to sail and where I want to go. Yeah. So for me, positive mindset and positivity is choosing where you want to direct your mind and where to take that.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when you came up with the topic? Because I've just hijacked it basically. But where were you going to?
This is what you always do, Rich.
Well, it's like the British taking over the world with their empire. We just do it in a different way.
Like in the good old times. Yeah. No, but seriously, and I like your mood here. But it's such a serious topic, isn't it? Why did I pick it? Because right now, of course, people are scared. There's so much anxiety and fears out there because they just are in fear about their own health, about their loved ones, and about their businesses, and about everything. Everything is changing as we speak. And if I watch myself, like from a meta perspective, there's Moritz consuming the news, as all of you are. It's like of course, I can get depressed within minutes or hours listening to all those recurring and getting worse and worse terrible news from all over the world. And you and I, Rich, we know us for 10, 11 years, something like that now. And of course, there is a way, like you said, we can choose our emotions in every single second. And then you talked about, the mindset, the positivity, or Simon Sinek talks about the infinite mindset, or Greg refers to it as the growth mindset.
Yes.
Maybe just like a little bit of a let's get into the biology, like from a neuro psychological perspective, what is happening in our brains if we load us with terrible news, which we regard to as terrible. And I think this is so profound. Yeah, if I'm not protecting myself from all this negativity out there, and there's plenty out there, then I got sucked into this. Oh my God, we were all going to die, which is true, by the way. But right now,
eventually,
right now we can choose that. And maybe one thing if you haven't seen it, we will link it here. This TED talk from Carol Dweck, like 6
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Like she, with all the other researchers, they figured out that until the age of 80, you can rewire all your neurons in a way that actually you can change, and you can also adopt what she's referring to, a growth mindset, meaning that you can protect yourself and you can learn all that. Yeah. And this is how it works, I guess, Rich, with your clients in coaching or our clients here in training. So maybe what's your take on that, to actually deliberately choose to get into a growth mindset?
I totally agree. And the reason I think it's important is if you can direct your mindset in a positive direction, then you're going to make better choices, not only for you, your family, and your business, no matter what you're in, really. And you're absolutely smack on right there, which is, I think it's a tremendous opportunity, because actually what is going on right now is actually forcing people to adapt and change.
Yes.
Where I would have a lot of sort of friends, acquaintances, people in my network that would go, well, kind of my mindset is fixed and that's how it is, and, I can't change it. Well, if you want to get fit and lose weight or get in shape, add muscle, you go to the gym, right? And you accept that. You can go and work on a bike or go on a treadmill or do weights. You will change your body over time. Like everyone would. No one would disagree with me on that.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing is true of mindset. My mindset is dramatically different to where it was in my early 20s, partly through age and experience, but also through deliberate, this way of thinking does not help me. This way does. Let me do more of this. Let me do this and that.
Right.
The point you made about the external inputs like news and radio and podcasts and things like that is very valid. And so I think one piece about positive mindset is, what do you choose to take in? Like, what do I choose to listen to? Who's in my peer group? Who am I going to listen to in my peer group? Deliberately choosing information and material that is going to feed your brain in a positive way.
Yes.
And then also, I think, generating a positive internal dialogue. So what you're saying inside your head. And I would recommend using great questions. So every day I'm doing that. What am I excited about? Who do I love? Who loves me? What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
What was great about today? What am I looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah.
If I ask myself those questions and ask them out loud, quite frankly, you are going to generate a higher quality of conversation in your head than you would do if you sat down and watched the news and everyone dying and it's disaster. Because news sources are selling. They're selling their stuff. They want you to listen to their stuff. So they're not always going to report accurately. They're going to report in a way that gets you to watch more of it, because that's the business they're in.
Exactly. And the business you and I are in for all our clients is actually to reverse that, right? And to see the joy and the positivity in almost everything. And there's a huge opportunity for us as society, for us as business owners, for us as employees, as leaders. Really, if we adopt that one thing, and this is why we started with the mindset thing, everything else will build on that. If we believe there's a fixed mindset, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not creative. I'm not good in English. I'm not good in that and this. Well, then we can't help you. But we can help you with all the research. You can adopt the growth mindset and actually change it.
You are good at English, Moritz.
I was terrible. 20 years ago, I was the worst pupil. You know the story. I was the worst student in the whole high school. I was sucking so badly in all the languages and in English as well. So I needed to adopt without knowing the concept. Yes, even I, as a freaking German, can learn proper English at least. So
your English is now better than mine. So you've done quite well. Sorry.
Is there one or more two things you want to add? What we can actually do right now to change our mindset, or one or two tips, and then we call it a day for today.
Yeah, I think one of the things we do in the Robbins environment, we talk about physiology first. So I think actually how you're using your body is important. So be aware that a sad or lower state, we tend to close and drop.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, literally just having a more open stance, whether you're sitting or standing, looking up more is useful. Thinking about hydration and nutrition, we'll probably do a bigger video on that. But physical stuff, get moving. Do the walk. In the UK, we're allowed one exercise a day. Go for a walk, move around your house. Do physical stuff where you're opening up your body and using your body. that I think is probably the main tip I would use for positive mindset, because it will tend to lead everything else.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts around it?
I love what you just said. Let's do a new session just on state management, on physiology, and all the other stuff. I love that. I would add two quick things. How to start your morning will set how you're going into the day. So rather than listening to the actual news, which are rather terrible these days, start with a great podcast. Start with a TED Talk. Start with anything cool which actually gets your brain into right thinking, hey, life is great. And what I do at night, but also only for the last couple of months, before I go to bed, you can journal. You said the gratefulness journal. That's cool. But I watch something comedy. I love to watch something to smile and laugh out loud. And I do watch all those American pundits here, the Stephen Colbert's and Jon Stewart guys. Yeah, I love to see that because they have a different perspective on those news. It's still news, it's facts, but more lightly taken. This is how I end my day. And just to stay and remember myself to stay positive, because I need every single bit of energy to, of course, give it out to the world again.
Yeah, I love that, and I think generally I'm seeing a lot of jokes, memes, videos going out. I think that's a great thing because it's a very positive way for human beings to deal with trauma. Yes. Want a better phrase is humor. And actually, it's interesting that you talk about. You remind me of my end of day routine. Is I do something called magic memory stacking, and that is a friend of mine, Katie Joy, suggested this to me, which is basically at the end of each day, I just play in my head what was great about today, and I just recap. I'm redoing like a little my own movie in my head. What was great about today? Now, what's really cool is it puts you in a state of gratitude and happiness for that was cool. I spent some time with my family or whatever it may be, and then the next day you're actually training your brain to look for positive stuff in your next day, because it knows you're going to run the highlight reel, the movie reel in your head again. So that's a nice way of doing positive mindset from a more of a visual perspective in your head as well. So
I love that bit, Rich. Why don't you give us a taste of how that works and actually recapping what was great about the last 15 minutes about our call? What are the main takeaways? So let's see how well.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. So the main takeaways to me was, first of all, what a cool thing that the current situation enables me to connect with my good buddy Moritz and beg forgiveness for Brexit and to have some fun with him as well. To give him, what was great was to give him the opportunity to lead the first video with his topic and to recognize his brilliance and greatness. We talked about the importance of, being aware of what information you're taking in externally from the news, et cetera, and also maybe from peer group as well, and to then generate your own internal dialogue from more perspective with great questions, great areas of focus. We talked about ways of using your body more positively. Moritz talked very importantly about the importance of structure, how you're going to lay out your day, how you're going to end your day. And this is how I end my day, although it's actually only about midday in the UK. So I'm going to have to do this again now later on. But the important thing is that you can take control of any of the kind of senses that you have and direct them. Recognize where you're at, and then choose if you want to direct it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Decent recap. I'm sure I left something out. I'm
neat,
getting better. God, what did I miss out?
Minus for that? No, just kidding. Thanks for that. In one sentence, it's for me, life is a choice. We've heard that. And that means every decision we take, including what our mindset is about anything, we can choose right now. And that probably will go deeper in one of the next sessions. If you like that here, what you just saw, please give us your ideas and questions on what can we elaborate further. Because Rich and I, we know each other from the Tony Robbins environment, and we do business together, and we have all kinds of stuff here what we share. We can go rather deep in so many topics. So please, whatever you like us next week to go deeper, let us know. And I'm looking forward, Rich, to see you next week and what kind of jokes you do about the Germans as of next week. Thanks, buddy, and looking forward to that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And say, if anyone's watching the video and we feel like they need some extra help, please reach out to me or Moritz or both of us. And just, that's one of the reasons we're doing this is to help others. So we'll see you on the next video. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to lots more jokes and fun. Cheers, Moritz.
I'll prepare some for the Hugh. Thanks, Rich. See you later.
Bye.